Welcome to a Prezi presentation example. Hopefully this example will give you an idea of what kind of presentation you can create and show your audience for the purpose of keeping them engaged, interested, and in my opinion, Prezi does a better job at doing this than, let's say, PowerPoint or any other kind of presentation platform out there. And it's kind of basically because of what you kind of see here. This is an example of why I like it better than other platforms. You have a canvas currently in front of you. This canvas can take the audience on a journey, kind of lets them know what is about to occur, what is coming up, what's the beginning, what's the end. So you see something like Rome in front of you, and then you see 5 subtopics around Rome. Now when you create your Prezi, which is short for presentation, when you create your Prezi, you can obviously edit and create the journey, on your own. But this is an example of a path that this presentation is taking. So you have Rome, which is front and center, and then you have the subtopics around, after the Punic Wars, after the slave revolts, the reformers, after Caesar dies, after Caesar defeats Pompey, and so now the audience knows what they're about to expect. So obviously this assumes that you've already signed up for Prezi. It's free, Prezi.com, and when you sign up, you can start creating presentations just like this one, and you can access, edit, create the presentation from any device, anywhere, as long as you have internet access. So it's extremely accessible, unlike other platforms in which maybe you need like a flash drive, or you need to email it to yourself or something like that, and then you have to re-download it. This is just available on the web for you to grab pretty much at any time. So let's kind of begin the presentation, and I'll show you what you can do using a Prezi. So let me just back up here. So we have Rome, and now we're going to jump into after the Punic Wars. So now this is the first subtopic we're going to look into. So obviously you see right off the bat how we've done kind of like a 90-degree turn. We've zoomed in to the A of after the Punic Wars. You can kind of see that the way that this is built, why it would keep students engaged. Because basically it's just different. It's different than other platforms. So, to tell you the truth, something that's just slightly different, maybe with some more visuals, gives information in different ways, is enough to kind of keep students engaged and interested. So we have an image right off the bat. We zoom out and we zoom in. The zooming out and zooming in function is very interesting for a couple different reasons. One we're about to see. For one reason, it kind of is a way to show focus or importance on information that you're about to see. Let's say so the fact that we're zoomed in on after the Punic Wars, that kind of tells the audience that all this information is about the Punic Wars. When we zoom into Caesar defeating Pompey, the information will be probably centered around Caesar defeating Pompey. And when you zoom in and continue to zoom in, you're kind of stressing the importance of, okay, we're getting deeper down the rabbit hole, and this information is important, and this is something that's being stressed. And then when you zoom out, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, now we're going to hit on something different. Plus, with the zoom in, zoom out, you're kind of giving people an idea of what's about to occur. There's a better example coming up in just a second. So this right here is an example of just a normal slide, run-of-the-mill, that you can create using other platforms. You have the title, you have the information, and you have an image. How it can be different using Prezi is something like this. Once again, we have the title, you have the information, and on the bottom you have an image, but the image is half cut off. That's because we're not focused on that currently. But because it's a Prezi, you're kind of giving the students or the audience a heads up of what's about to occur. What's about to occur is another image. Something that they can prepare themselves that they're about to see. kind of keeps them once again engaged, interested. So let's say you're talking about PowerPoint, or you use PowerPoint. Students don't know what's about to occur, what's next. You could have something that looks like this. You could have a title, you could have some information, but they don't know if the next slide is going to be an image, more information, a video, or if it's the end of the presentation. But this one, we know what's next. It's going to be an image. We know it's not the end of the presentation because we know that we're in the first subtopic of 5. And we know that from all the zoom in, zoom outs, we know that there's other slides about to come up. So we have some information here, and then when we click over, once we zoom into the image that we were expecting, we zoom out, more information, and very easily we have an image here, once again kind of like that we know that's coming up. It's at the bottom of the screen. Image has to do with the information, and we zoom out. So this is kind of like what I was talking about before with zooming in and zooming in on something that you already zoomed in on and kind of just going down the rabbit hole. We can kind of see that this is a slide, but we can also see that there's a slide within a slide and even a slide within that slide. So we can kind of see, okay, so now we are going to focus on social effects. This is kind of the subtopic of the subtopic of the topic. So social effects of expansion, we have information, and we can see that that's going to lead us to Spartacus. Now we have information. And on the bottom of that, we can see that there's a YouTube video that's about to be played. So once again, kind of keeping the students on the edge of their seat. Okay, they know they're about to see a video. Video comes up. I'm going to get out of that before I show you a video of a video. And now we are flung over to after the slave revolt. So that ends after the Punic Wars, and now we're in slave revolts. And you can kind of see, if I go back to Rome, if you're at the title screen, you might think, the audience might think, okay, there's at max maybe, or at minimum, maybe 5 or 6 slides. But when you actually zoom into something like slave revolts, you can kind of see, oh, there's probably a slide in the A, there's a slide after the R, there's a slide in the O. So there's obviously more that meets the eye than when you were just at the title screen. So once again, yes, we will start here in the Reformers, number 1. We're looking at information, and then once again, like I've said before, an image at the bottom. Zoom in on the image. Then we're going to come out. We're going to slide over here. Significance of the Reformers, information. Now we're getting to more information about the Reformers. Julius Caesar, information, followed by another YouTube video. YouTube video is there. I'm going to come out before I show you a video of a YouTube video, and then review. Once again, more information followed by images that are going to come up, one and then a second, maps. So you can input images, you can input pictures, you can input videos. Obviously you have information. So now once again you're going to Pompeii. You can kind of see all the slides within the slides come up. Caesar's in charge, information. Slide over to, now once again we're kind of doing the thing where we go slide within a slide within a slide. The end of Caesar. We know we have more information. We know we have a YouTube video. There's the information. There's the YouTube video. We come out, we go to after Caesar dies. We can kind of see that we have an image off screen, but once again we have a slide within a slide. We hit on the image. We go to within the slide and in the slide. So you can kind of see how this journey is taking place. And like I said before, when you create the path, when you create a Prezi on your own, you can create the path in any way you want. They have themes and canvases that are already pre-created. So all you have to do is plug in. But if you wanted to kind of do the slide within a slide within a slide that ends in a video, you can certainly make it that way. Or you can just kind of have a run-of-the-mill PowerPoint presentation where it goes in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and kind of just moves on through. Or you can kind of have it any way you want. If you want to keep going back to the title page with Rome and the subtopics, and that way the audience can know what they've accomplished and what's to come. So this presentation is using a number of the things I just talked about. It hits on the title page, hits on the subtopics that you see. It also does a lot of zoom in and zoom out, obviously. Uses a lot of images, uses a lot of images that are just off screen, letting the audience know what's to come. And they also incorporate videos, information, multiple subtopics, and this is the path that they've decided to choose. So with all of these tools that you can see, all the effects that Prezi can have with the canvas, the images, the videos, topics, subtopics, the fact that you're leading people on a journey, kind of just moving through this whole thing. You can kind of see why it would keep an audience attention. There we are, back to the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Kind of gives you an idea of what you can do when you create a Prezi, when you create a presentation, when you have an account. You can access something like this, any device, anywhere, like I mentioned before. Has a lot of effects, a lot of attributes that I think keeps the audience attention, keeps students engaged, lets them know what's left on this journey, lets them know what technology, what multimedia avenues are going to be used, and it doesn't keep things hidden like other platforms. Oh, I don't know what's next, but this one you do know what's next. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation. This is an example of what a Prezi presentation can look like.